Hey guys, it's Jillian here with another Stacking the Shelves. And Ginger, as always, being so lovely, so graceful, and so very much in the background. So I've got a lot of books this week, so I will get started right away. I got some things from Penguin. Dog. I got Vitro by Jessica Curry? I'm not sure. Is it a companion? It's related to her other book, Origin, which I also have on the shelves over there, but I'm not going to pull out because, as always, if you try to pull things out of reading stacks, there's like a book avalanche, and we want to avoid that. So Vitro is another of those science gone amok books, which I think are kind of fun to read about, even though they could possibly have anti-intellectualism themes that could be a problem. Anyway, I really wanted this one, even though I had problems with Origin. Oh my god. Anyway, pretty cover and better premise. It's like about an island in the Pacific, and it's filled with all these doctors who create things. I don't know. Looks like fun. There should be romance. There should be shenanigans. We'll see if I like it better than Origin. I'm certainly expecting to, and from what I've seen, I sort of peeked inside, and it looks interesting. I also got from Penguin A Mad Wicked Folly by Sharon Biggs Waller. I'm really excited for this one. I really wanted it, and because it's set in London in 1909. And it's about suffragettes and a lady from a esteemed family who wants to be an artist, but obviously people from esteemed families cannot be artists or suffragettes or anything, but I'm sure she will rebel and fall in love and exciting things will happen. I like the colors on this cover, and I actually like the little, you can see the advanced reader's scroll there. It's pretty. I'm not so fond of her dress, mostly because it's entirely historically inaccurate, which I suppose is sort of a nerd problem to have, but it's kind of the same problem I have with the TV show Rain, which I haven't watched yet. Lots of people are obsessed with it. I have a problem with the costumes. They're so inaccurate as to make me cry. So, this book, I'm sure, will not be inaccurate. It looks beautiful, looks lovely. I can't wait to read this. Thank you, Penguin, so much. I also got a pair of middle grade books unsolicited from Penguin, which I hope I have time for, but unsolicited books, unfortunately, you know, I'm a busy girl. Ginger, sit! Oh, sometimes she obeys me. Okay. So, one is called Wanderville by Wendy McClure. And this one actually looks pretty intriguing. It's about the orphan train, which was a real thing that happened. And I do like historical middle grade. I swear, the books I read as an elementary school student and middle grade aged person that were historical taught me about the world. If it weren't for the historical books I read as an elementary school student, like, I do remember that it was the American Girl books that taught me what the Great Depression even was. I think I was in like 3rd grade, and that was when like the Kit books came out, and I was like, I had no idea this era in history existed. So, Wanderville. Looks cute. Other book, The Blossoming Universe of Violet Diamond by Brenda Woods. Also looks cute. Person of Color cover. All the thumbs up for that one. We'll see if I have time for it. Maybe might be a nice read. I know nothing about it. So I also got a bunch of e-galleys this week. That's where the title of the me being going a little overboard is, because I went a little download crazy, even though I should know better. But okay, so first one that I got is Warrior by Ellen O. Look how prepared I am. That's the cover right there. It's from Harper. It's a sequel to Prophecy, which I didn't like, really, but I have a problem. I'm not really good at quitting series, so I downloaded the sequel in the hope that it gets better. I'm not loving it so far, but, you know, I remain hopeful. It has such a great setting and premise, and it's a fantasy version of Korea, and I always like it when fantasies are based on non-Western cultures. Because let's face it, the vast majority are based on Western culture. The second one I got is from Harlequin Teen. I'm really excited for this one. It's Crash Into You by Katie McGarry, which is the semi-sequel to Dare You To, which I just finished yesterday, which is the semi-sequel to Pushing the Limits. If you haven't started the series, you really should, especially if you love contemporary romance, because they're kind of ridiculous and like melodramatic and almost a little silly, but not. They just toe that line, and they're really fun, and they're really swoony, and crazy things happen, and the guys are hot, and, you know, that's okay with me. So, ready to read about Isaiah. That should be exciting. The next book I got is Illusion by somebody. Claudia Gable. By Claudia Gable and Cheryl Clam. I'm sorry. I feel like all these books should come with author pronunciation guides, because I feel like I'm horribly mispronouncing everybody's names, and then I feel terrible because they deserve their... I always hate it when people mispronounce my name. I get Gillian, Gilligan, Julian. I get all kinds of things that are not my name. So, pretty cover, pretty book. Excited for this. I'm not even going to try to summarize it because I'll get everything wrong, but I'll put the link down below and you can check it out. I also got Talker 25 from Harper by Joshua McCune. Listen, contact, destroy. Apparently it's about our world, but it has dragons in it. Has dragon reservations. I wasn't originally going to download this, and then I read that description, and I was like, dragons. Yes. Yes, please. Next book I got was Ask Again Later by Liz Zukas? I don't know how she pronounced it. I don't know how it's meant to be pronounced. I'm sorry. Anyway, it's got a really cute cover. The colors are all wrong. I don't know why it's not showing up the right color on the phone. The background is purple, like a really pretty purple. I don't know why it looks blue there. It's not. You can see down below, I'll have the actual picture. But it's about one prom, 2 dates, night to remember, which I started reading the first couple chapters and it's hilarious, so I'm excited to finally read it in its entirety. I also got The Taking by Kimberly Durting. It's a really foreboding cover. And yes, there's iron sex, and that almost made me not want this, but it's kind of beautiful and haunting. Let's see, what's it about? It's like a girl, she like wakes up in a strange place and remember how she got there, and then she realizes 5 years have passed, but she hasn't aged a day. Ooh. Yeah. That's a pretty cool concept. And the last book I got is All That Glows by Ryan Groudon. Oh, I'm doing horribly this week. So I originally did not download this even though it's been there for a couple months or so, because I really didn't like the cover. It didn't bode well, and it's about fairies. That's usually not my hugest cup of tea. That doesn't make sense. It's usually not my cup of tea. I'm a coffee drinker. So, you know, fairy tea is not my... I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I didn't think it was going to be for me until I actually went and looked at the synopsis again, and it turns out it's set in a current day England, and it has a prince in it, Britain's notorious partying bad boy and soon to be king. And well, that is my cup of coffee. That's my cup of coffee right there. So I guess if you mix tea and coffee, you get something I'm going to want to try. So anyway, this sounds like fun, and despite the crappy cover, I'm sure I will enjoy it. Okay, so those are the tons and tons of books I got this week. I was super spoiled this week, and I'm sure my book haul next week will have at least one book, because then it wouldn't be a haul. So, yeah, leave me your links if you got them. Tell me if you're excited for any of the books that I have, or if you have them yourselves, or anything like that, whether you agree with me with the covers or whether you think I'm crazy and that the All That Glows cover is the greatest thing to ever happen to the world, and that if I should watch Rain or not despite the crappy costumes. Okay, see you next week.